Good evening, everyone. This part is our, I'm sorry to interrupt you again. Our public input on agenda and non-agenda items. If anyone has anything they'd like to say, please step up to the microphone and tell us who you are. Okay, not yet. At this time, I'd like to, Beth, now you can pay attention. I'm sorry, I know Beth, so I don't.
So she's.
Yeah. At this time is our School 12. Please introduce yourself and your partners.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Beth Von Eitzen. I'm school counselor down at School 12. We have a whole presentation for you tonight, but before we begin, Mr. Canfield asked me to read some words on his behalf because as we know, he can't be with us tonight. So I'm just going to start out with that and then we'll move on to our presentation. Okay, so, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, very good suggestion. I truly love this time where we, the Alternative Learning Program, have the opportunity to showcase our school. I look forward with great anticipation for the opening of our new building, the Troy Community School. I would like to turn the attention to the students that will be representing our school tonight. Rodney, Destiny, Angel, Eric, and Quinn, you are amazing young people who have persevered through so much. And now, because of your grit and toughness, you were chosen to speak tonight. Thank you for being here, and I know you will do an amazing job tonight. To our new business partner, St. Peter's Healthcare, you are a true example of a school and business partnership. You have adopted our school and came through on every commitment that you made. Mike Finnegan is the president of Acute Care for St. Peter's Health, Trinity Health, St. Peter's Partners. This is a huge job, which means he's a very busy man. Mike Finnegan and his staff work tirelessly in preparing our students for entry-level jobs in healthcare. Mike, you're a class act, and you and your staff came through 1,000%. Thank you. I would like to conclude by saying a special thanks to Board of Ed member Ann Rounds. I started working with the Alternative Learning Program back in 1996, and Ann Rounds has always supported this program with every ounce of her energy year after year. And you've introduced us to a new friend, Peter Marks, who last year made a significant donation to our program. This enabled us to provide Christmas gifts for approximately 62 children, as well as helping students in need all year long. Now we're heading into a brand new building located right in the heart of South Troy. My words can't express my gratitude. Thank you all for allowing me to be part of this incredible necessary work. Now Mr. Cartwright will start off our program with a joke.
I do not have a joke. I was trying to loosen up everybody and say, what do you think about a joke if I start out? We're getting all nervous, so it's just to calm everybody's nerves. Superintendent of Schools, Mr. John Carmelo. Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Donna Watson. Assistant Superintendent for Business, Mr. Adam Hoteling. Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Mr. Imran Abbasi. Board of Education and Cabinet members. Good evening. My name is Brian Cartwright. I'm the Assistant Principal at School 12, home of the Alternative Learning Program. On behalf of all of us at School 12, we would like to take this time to thank everyone serving on this board for their continued support of the students and staff in our program. It's a busy time. It's an exciting time. We are in the midst of an exciting transition. By next school year, our program will be in a new building and renamed the Troy Community School. Again, the success of our program starts with the support from all of you, and we truly, truly appreciate it. Our agenda tonight is as follows. First, we will showcase 2 partnerships that we have with the business community. Second, 3 ALP seniors that have been with the program since 8th grade will each share their thoughts and experiences as a student in the Alternative Learning Program. Next, an 8th grade student will share his thoughts and experiences as he completes his first year in our program. Lastly, we will conclude tonight's presentation with a student who attended their 8th and 9th grade years at School 12. This student now is a Troy High senior, soon to be graduate, and heading to college. Many things to go around, but at this point, I would like to recognize the wonderful staff who are here tonight and thank them for their commitment to all of our students and the ALP program. Staff, if you could please rise and stand to be recognized. I would like to now share with you the partnership that our school has with St. Peter's Healthcare. I would ask Beth Van Eitzen to come up to the podium.
So I'm Beth Van Eitzen. I'm the school counselor at the ALP, and also this year I took on the role of the college and career liaison for our school. Part of that position was working with Mr. Canfield to create a school and business partnership with St. Peter's Health. Last summer, Mr. Canfield made a connection with Mike Finnegan, who's the president of the acute care of St. Peter's. This meeting ended up being a pivotal moment for the future of our School 12's business partnership. First thing we did was create a board that consisted of several St. Peter's department heads, as well as Jim Canfield, myself, our administrative intern and ALP social studies teacher, Mark Millington, and our former ALP secretary and now TA, Jessica Bang. St. Peter's Healthcare graciously decided to adopt our school. After several board meetings, we came up with a timeline and an outline of approximately 16 sessions that students would attend. We developed pre-employment trainings activities such as soft skills, interviewing, resume building, and handshaking. Students also got to hear from presentations from different departments within St. Peter's on available positions, ethics, etiquette, maintaining a job, and so much more. St. Peter's presenters consisted of department heads, job recruiters, and employees from all over the Capital District. We are honored that they took the time with our students. After recruiting former graduates, current PS12 and Sunset students, a total of 28 students attended our first session of pre-employment training. 12 students completed the 16 sessions throughout April and May. We held a job fair where St. Peter's interviewed these 12 students. Several have gone for second round interviews, 5 so far have accepted positions, and many more are pending. Our school is very appreciative of the employees from St. Peter's Healthcare who participated in this partnership. In our sessions, students wrote thank you letters to the St. Peter's representatives, and the consistent theme expressed was their appreciation of the compassionate, genuine, caring, supportive, and professional nature shown while working with them, and we couldn't agree more. At this time, I would ask St. Peter's Healthcare President Mike Finnegan and his staff, Alejandra, to come up and share some of your thoughts on our partnership.
Mr. Carmelo, it's good to see you in person. We sit on the Troy Leadership Circle together, which has been meeting exclusively over the TV over the last couple of years. It's good to see you. Thanks for the opportunity to be here tonight. I'm sorry Mr. Canfield couldn't be here. Let me tell you just maybe a little bit about St. Peter's Health Partners. I want to introduce the brains behind the operation. Alejandro getting in the way, but Alejandro is a management fellow from Trinity Health. At Trinity Health, which is a national system, literally coast to coast, we believe very strongly in developing talent from within. So we have a management fellow program, and I've been privileged to be a preceptor in that program for several years. Alejandro's the best one I've ever had. Self-starter, and I'll tell you a little bit about that as it pertains to this program in a second. But we know that it's largely true that people don't relocate to the Capital District for jobs unless they have a family connection, they grew up here. It's hard to recruit into this market. So we know, and we are committed to growing our own within the community. And we know it doesn't start at college, it doesn't start at high school graduation. We have to go further and further into middle school, scouting, things of that nature to try to get people interested in a career in healthcare. So we are, I serve as the president of Samaritan Hospital, St. Mary's, Albany Memorial, and St. Peter's Hospitals. There's about 5,000 colleagues we have in that area, mostly clinical staff, nurses, techs. We also have a large support service with in housekeeping, food, nutrition, and places like that. We also have 7 skilled nursing facilities across the capital region. We have an inpatient rehab hospital, Sunnyview, that many of you know that does God's work, to say the least, over in Schenectady, and 100 and something outpatient physician practices. Everywhere you see the red sign. So what we like to think we can provide to the community is an opportunity for jobs close to where you live. And that's what we're committed to. So this all started with a phone call from our accreditation coordinator, the woman that helps us with our regulatory programs and stay certified. She goes, you got to meet this guy. I grew up with him. His name is Jim Canfield. Did you have a conversation with him about an idea that he's got? So I said, sure. And so I talked to Jim on the phone, and he says, why don't you come on over? We pick a day. I go over, I knock on the door, and this guy shows up, and he's got, it's the summertime. So this is off the record. So there's this guy in shorts and a Hawaiian shirt and flip-flops. I know where I can find Mr. Canfield. And he says, and I'm like this, and he says, yeah, I am Canfield. And so we had a great conversation. Very informal tie came off. So really it was about his vision of providing some programming for these lucky young folks to learn what it's going to take to be successful in the workplace, and how can you help us with that? And I said, well, how can you help us? We need people to work, and we're experiencing what you hear called the Great Resignation, and there's constant competition for jobs. The pandemic has not helped, and we're in the market constantly for folks of all skill sets. So Jim and I knew that we had something going right then and there. So we talked about this idea of the board that Beth mentioned, and we talked about the idea of maybe having some of our managers come over and talk to the students, as Beth mentioned. And I said, let's take it one step further. We'll adopt you. And we're all in. So over the course of the program, the highlight I thought of the program was bringing not only our managers who could describe the work that these students could do, but also our human resources department. Fancy term is talent acquisition. So we brought those folks over to actually interview, to help fill out applications, to talk about what a good interview looks like, had the job fair that Beth mentioned. Because our goal is to have everyone become employed at the end. So employable and then employed. So that's what we're committing to. I'd like to see this go district-wide. I think this program is remarkable for all the reasons you know better than I. So after a couple of big visioning meetings, I asked Alejandro to take the lead, and really Alejandro brought, with Beth's help, I think the two of them brought this to the point that we're at tonight. So we've identified that the majority of, if you had to pick more than, you had 12 students, and so there were 3 or 4 different jobs they were interested in, but the one that they appeared to be most interested in was our certified nursing assistants, which is a very difficult role to fill, a very rewarding role in our skilled nursing facilities. So I'm a hospital guy. I reached out to our president of our nursing homes, and now she's engaged, and we hope that we can begin to create a pipeline of nursing assistants into the organization. And by where we're located, we think we can leverage public transportation to get people to and from jobs. And then it'll introduce for us a set of additional challenges. If I got a job in Schenectady, what kind of networks can we get transportation-wise to have young folks go to Schenectady? The other thing that we offer that we tried to show the students was our career progression. So we've actually created a graphic that says, regardless of where you enter, as a frontline staff member, you can take this class and go into this job. We'll help pay for your nursing school, and you can grow into a patient care technician. Get your bachelor's degree, which will help you get in nursing, and a master's degree, and all of the tuition support that we provide at St. Peter's Health. So we hope this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. We're so privileged to be here tonight. I think you got a jewel in the rough here, and you should be quite proud of it, and the work that Mark and Beth, Mr. Cartwright, and the team over here, as well as Jim, has provided. It's been our privilege to be part of it. Anything that I forgot?
I just want to say I really enjoyed working with Troy High. Beth was absolutely wonderful. I really enjoyed sharing our visions together. As a recent student, I think the number one thing that students often lack is confidence. And really what the program really pushed is you feel more confident if you know your resume is completely ready. And you feel more confident if you've practiced your interviews with them together. You feel more confident if you've had someone guide you. So I think together we really work on bringing all that confidence to the students and let's let them hear something really excited for them.
You can see what she's the best. So anyway, anything else to add?
No, that's wonderful.
Thank you so much.
I just want to thank you again for all that you have done for us. We're looking forward to building this
Absolutely.
awesome opportunity. Thank you. So next up, we have Thomas coming up to introduce our next partnership.
Good evening, everybody. So I'm here to talk about our participation in working with two wonderful ladies who have a horse farm and allow our students to come and work through some really awesome activities that build so much self-esteem, self-confidence like you're talking about, a lot of improvements to their mental health, so many take-home lessons for their life. So this horse farm is called Higher Grounds Farms, and it's out in Hoosick Falls. It takes about 45 minutes to drive there. We originally opened it up to our 8th grade students, and that's one of the main things that gets our students hooked to our school and gets them to buy in when in an intake meeting. You know, not only do we go over our expectations for the school and everything, but we say, oh, we also have this program. We go to a horse farm on Thursdays. Every single Thursday, it might be 85 degrees like a couple weeks ago, or it might be negative 5 degrees. It doesn't matter. Like, students are very excited at taking on this challenge and getting out of Troy and out of their comfort zone. But there's a whole philosophy to the program. It's not just going up there and hanging out around horses. So I want to introduce you to the two ladies who run this program, Jamie Zine, who actually owns the farm, and Micheline Wilson, who works with us and is a partner to Jamie. So if you guys would please come on up.
Well, thank you, Thomas, for the invitation, and thank you for the opportunity to come present what we do, and for the opportunity to literally get off the farm this time of year. Because you all can see how everything's getting green really, really fast. So for people on farms, it's like go time. So I appreciate it. So this is kind of a shot looking up at the farm. As he said, this is Hoosick Falls. It's kind of like West Hoosick. If you sort of take the shortcut off of Route 7, heading towards Hoosick Falls, we're off that way. My husband and I actually, we met at Cornell University. I have a double major in animal science and ag business, and he's in the dairy science. So we have this equine operation, and then we also have a grass-fed organic dairy on the other side of Hoosick Falls, and we ship milk to Stonyfield Corporation. So there's this whole other piece to both farms that we have. So we have cows and horses, and this is the horse farm. And Micheline is my colleague, and you want to give them a quick rundown of your...
I am a retired special ed teacher. I've taught in this area my whole career. And I retired in 2017 for about 3 days. They were wonderful. And then I was asked to help work and develop this equine assisted learning program at Higher Ground Farm. So I'm certified in EGALA, which is the Equine Assisted Growth and Learning Association, and there I learned equine assisted learning, and we also provide equine assisted psychotherapy at the farm, which is a little bit different than what we do in your program. But yeah, let's tell you what we do.
Okay, so this is a little bit of our philosophy at the farm. I particularly like the one on the right. And so this is a little bit of sort of the getting kids out of their comfort zone I think is huge, and as Alejandra was referring to confidence, that's like the number one thing that we see that we can help with, because there's nothing to make you confident other than learning how to walk a 1,000-pound animal and get a 1,000-pound animal on the floor. It makes you pretty confident. So this is our equine team. We have Snake on the left, Boomer, and Tigger. And these guys are pretty cool. They help with confidence. So this is Pepe and Mickey. They look huge in these pictures. They're about like this, a medium to large size dog. So a lot of the kids that come are very nervous. They're very nervous just, you know, getting out of Troy, getting green grass, wide open space. It's very overwhelming. And then to come into the building, it's a big building, which is also overwhelming. And then, you know, these animals. So there's a lot of, can be fear, can be anxiety, expressed in different ways. So these guys are a great, like, intro, like, pet the donkey first and then get used to the horses. So what we do, we have a few different programs, like with alternative learning program, we do equine assisted learning. Other programs, we have mental health staff on board. We do equine assisted psychotherapy, one-on-one. Workshops, we can get into real quick. Team building, so if the school board ever wants to come out and do team building, feel free. And then we've also actually been doing a lot of academic enrichment field trips. So classes come and they meet the horses and donkeys, but we also have like a math station, we have a reading station, we have a sight word station. So it's really experiential learning, and Micheline is brilliant at bringing in all of the academic pieces into the farm. So here's a few pictures of the kids that you can kind of see. So, oh, there's Mr. Campfield. He is here. He's down on the left.
I need to know that he has on 2 jackets. It was very cold that day.
No flip-flops.
Flip-flops, and that's not what he really looks like.
So this is just a few of our props. We have character traits laminated. We have some expressions. We have pool noodles, hula hoops, and then they can attach social, emotional feelings, thoughts, all different kinds of traits to the horses. So a lot of times we'll have the kids pick out certain character traits or feelings, anything that they're feeling that day or what we're working on, and they'll attach them to the horses. And it's helpful. So why horses and donkeys?
Why horses and donkeys?
Yeah.
We use them interchangeably. So research is showing now that equines have the ability to recognize facial expressions in humans and remember those expressions. They're even able to pick humans that they know out of a lineup of photographs. And they, because they're prey animals, they're constantly monitoring our intent. So they're powerful partners in this. One of the reasons is they require a lot of work. They require physical work, they require mental work. The kids come out, they groom, they pick their feet out. If the horse that you're holding poops, you scoop.
That's our rule. Whoever's holding the rope cleans it.
And then they take them through obstacles and they take them on hikes. And this is a very bucolic picture of this young man walking his favorite horse. But in reality, that's a hungry horse on a beautiful long line of fresh spring grass. There was a lot of negotiation going on there, wasn't there, right? There was a lot of, I want to eat, no, we got to walk. That's a life skill, and the horses are so good at that. They're very social. They're herd animals, they're social, they want to hang out with their own herd, and the kids, as they spend time with the horses, begin to see their individual personalities. They observe the herd, and they'll see an interaction, and then they can make an association. Gee, that reminds me of so-and-so, you know. And there's all this constant learning going on. They're honest. We have a saying at the barn: you cannot lie to a horse. They will figure out what you intend to do. They live in the moment. So a perfect example is, you know, the students will come and they might be a little unsure, and they'll walk into the arena where there'll be maybe loose horses wandering around, and we'll march up to Snake, and Snake will turn around and walk away from them. So the first thing we hear is, that horse doesn't like me. Well, what were you doing? What were you thinking? What were you feeling? What was your energy? And they have to sort of stop and think about that. They're the only ones that can change it. They want that horse to come toward them. So when they take a deep breath, do a little mindfulness, adjust their energy, make the approach again, and the horse turns and comes to them. I think for a lot of kids, that's the first time they realize how much power they have that they don't ever use. So it's a beautiful lesson. Interesting thing that there's that's fascinating research out there now. There's an organization called Heart Math, which is looking at the sort of biofeedback. They're looking at if you are spending time next to a loose horse, and they can't be confined in any way, but you're spending time with the horse, and what happens is they find that the horse heart rate and the human heart rate start to regulate, and the human's blood pressure will come down. So people go, oh, I feel really good after hanging out with that horse. It's a physiological response, which is really important. We talked before about being out of their comfort zone. It's a big farm. It's really hot. It's really cold. It's really wet. There's a lot of mud. These kids come up and they come into the tack room, and they have to put on appropriate footwear. So they're putting on these big old rubber boots, and they're getting an extra layer of coats, and they do whatever they need to do so that they can spend time with the horses. There's a lot of metaphors that come up that, that's Thomas's world. A lot of metaphorical learning occurs as we make relationships with them. And then it's a team building thing. If I press this down.
I can probably click it.
Okay.
This is just a cute little video.
This is just a cute video. This was the first time these girls came. They're working with the donkeys. They wanted them to go over that jump, and the donkeys wouldn't do it. So they had to figure out how to come together as a team, how to ask for help, and they did it. Yay! So it's on the fly. They're making these choices. They're assessing things. They're being innovative, and some of them are being very brave. Oops.
I'm trying to click you past it.
Okay.
There we go.
So there are so many benefits. We've talked about a lot of these already. And our whole point is, the whole point of equine assisted learning is to allow the students to have the opportunities that they need to problem solve and figure things out on their own, and to sort of understand. We do a lot of academic sort of things as well. We present them with important course information to sort of give them an idea. Maybe school is important. Maybe there's a reason that I do have to know what math is all about, because there's a real life application for these things, and those are hugely beneficial. And back to Jane.
Okay. So the benefits in photo is so improved communication skills, as Micheline was referring to, basically energy. We all have that, right? We all have body language, and after 2 years of wearing masks and only being able to read eyes, I think we all have a better realization of how important it is to be able to see faces and energy. And a lot of these kids have never even been talked to about how do you present yourself to the world. Are you presenting yourself like this, or are you presenting yourself like this, right? And horses, as she said, don't lie, and horses can reflect that in an instant. So if I do this to a horse, they might back up. If I do this to a horse, they might come to me within a second. And so it's instantaneous feedback for those kids on how what they're presenting to the world is coming back at them, without any words being exchanged. So we don't have to say anything. They just figure it out. And building confidence, patience, and respect. There's a lot of times where after the honeymoon phase of getting connected to the horse wears off, and then the horse decides, or the donkey decides, you want to go that way, I'm not moving. And then they have to sort that out. So that's patience, right? You can't just pull, you can't scream. If you scream and yell, or you get frustrated, or you get very angry, that horse or donkey's going to run away. So they have to start using critical thinking skills on how do I solve this problem. The obstacle courses we have lots of different props and stuff. we have a whole bunch of different exercises, and most of the time we're trying to meet a lot of new kids, and some of the workshops will say, go ahead and build me school over here, and maybe build your house over here, and maybe build what you want to have in 10 years over here. And they use the different props and build those things, and then they have to take their horse or donkey to each of those and try to get them through. Of course, the horse is going to knock something over. Well, what did they knock over? Oh, that was grades at school. Oh, what's going on there, right? Or they might trip over or go around what's happening in the 10 years. Oh, well, are you going to get directly to where you want to go in 10 years, or do you might have to go around an obstacle? So it's metaphorical. The grooming, brushing, as we discussed with the heart rate, is huge. It leads to bonding and connection. You're in here again. And so this is the seniors workshop we did in the fall, and we'll be doing another follow-up to that in a couple weeks, so I'll let you discuss that.
Yeah, we just, the students came out for 3 hours, and we used the whole arena to set up a very large obstacle course, and for most of these students, they've never met horses before. So it was a real challenge to take their horse or donkey through this obstacle course, and we had this very linear school scenario, and the different obstacles represented, you know, attendance and tests, and it was interesting watching the kids get there. The first obstacle was a tarp, and then there was a half jump at it, and there was this one young man who was struggling to get the horse to step on the tarp, and then once he did that, he managed to go all the way to graduation without an incident. And I said to him, tell me about that. And he says, you know, once I get there, it's not that bad.
I can do the work. It's just a hard time getting there.
And then Jamie has this wonderful jump, which it looks like a brick wall. So they went through graduation, and then they faced the brick wall because they weren't students anymore. And then we looked at sort of your choices. We had college, we had military, we had trade school, or we had going directly to work. And then work became a circle because it's a circle. You know, you apply for a job, and you get a job, and you advance, and you train, and it sort of encompasses that. So we'll be doing the second part of this in a couple of weeks, where we'll focus on, you know, how the relationships will change, their accountability will change, and giving them some tips on how to survive after graduation.
So what we try to create is a place to decompress, be mindful, they laugh, they play, they get to relax, and then they reflect. And what we've learned in this work is that the processing of the experience happens long after. It's not happening right in the moment. They get the instantaneous feedback, but I think the ride home, there's a lot of processing and then thinking after. So, and those are some of the research articles of a lot of the science that's going on with all this kind of work right now. And thank you for watching.
Thank you again to Higher Ground Farm. We love the work that we do with you, and we're just so excited to continue our efforts. So next we have Mark Millington coming up. With some of our quotes.
Hello everyone, thank you for all the work you do for us. I would first like to recognize our seniors that are here with us tonight. So if you please stand, we can give them a nice round of applause. It gives me great pleasure to introduce these three seniors who will be graduating in June. They've actually been with us since the 8th grade, so we've seen a lot of the growing pains, but more importantly, the breakthroughs. We are very proud of them, and they should be very proud of themselves. So enough from me. First up, we have the wise and powerful Rodney Patterson.
I am Rodney Patterson. I've had a few bumps along my way to graduation at School 12, but I pulled through. I remember times when I just wanted to give up, or when I got bad grades, or when I just wanted to quit. And this is why I love my school. See, my school's a little different. because not a lot of schools tell you that you can change. At school 12, they catch you before it even starts to fail, before you even start to fail. They allow you time to make up your work. They encourage you and make themselves available to get you caught up. And additional thing this year was the ability to go off campus to work out. The boys went one day and the girls went another. They allowed us this time to work on our mental and physical health, which in turn helped us in our classes. My school is what you make of it. I could come here mad. I could come to school mad because I'm here and not at the high school. Or I could use my school to get where I want to be, which is finishing school and graduating in June. I will put my effort in the effort I need so all of the hard work my teachers have invested in me will not go to waste. I know my mood sometimes isn't the best, but they don't quit on me, so I don't quit on myself. I want to tell my mother thank you for all the time she pushed me as hard as she did. I want to tell Ms. Delaney thank you for making sure I'm in school every day, and for the other teachers, thank you too. I can see the light in the end of the tunnel. I'm excited to graduate. I feel like this is not real. I never thought I'd be here, but I am, and it feels just great. Thank you.
That was great, Ron. Thank you. Up next, we have the Fierce and Independent Destiny.
I'm Destiny. I'm a senior at School 12. I'm graduating in June. School 12 is like a big family. I came here in 8th grade. The reason why I encourage people to come to school is because the connections are more genuine and the teachers care about the students more. The class sizes are smaller, so you develop a relationship with the teachers and focus more. School 12 gives you opportunities to succeed after school and during school, especially with all these programs being offered, such as the Driver's Ed program, which gives you the opportunity to get your license or permit free of charge. This year we are lucky enough to be working with St. Peter's program. This program teaches us the basic knowledge you need to get a job. St. Peter's program also brought special gifts from St. Peter's Health. We will eventually get the opportunity to work in their company. After working with St. Peter's this school year and attending the training in July, I will be a certified CNA. These are my last couple days at School 12, and if it wasn't for Mr. Campbell who allowed me to be at this school in my time of need, I wouldn't be where I am today. All I can say is now thank you to all the teachers and staff that believed me when I didn't.
Great job, Destiny. And third, for our seniors, we have the kind and charismatic Angel Campbell.
Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. My name is Angel, and my experience at School 12 has been phenomenal. I'm glad that I came to this school because there are so many people that are loving, caring, kind, and have amazing personalities. I was first transferred from Troy Middle School. When I was told I was coming here, I didn't expect the journey I went through. I never thought I'd meet the friends and the teachers I've met. My first day at School 12 was during 8th grade. I thought it was going to be the worst school I've been in, and I thought I would never learn anything and get in trouble all the time, but I was wrong. Even though I sometimes messed up, my fault. Sometimes I'm just going up to the high school. I felt I was learning more at School 12 than at the high school. I liked how you were able to move at your own pace and not fall behind, and how the teachers actually took their time to make sure you understood the assignment. Fast forward to May, I'm in my 12th grade year, and I'm happy because I've achieved so much more than I know I would have at the high school. Things such as working for St. Peter's to get a job, getting my permit, applying for colleges, getting Student of the Month, and just being a senior. I know I would never achieve graduating if I stayed up at the high school, but I'm also sad because I'm going to miss the school because of the teachers and the relationships with my friends, and I miss being a child, and also I'm a little scared of the adult world.
heard from our seniors, I want to introduce an 8th grade superstar, ALP student Eric Bull.
Hi, I'm Eric, and my journey this year at School 12 has been both unexpected and eventful. In the summer of this year, I felt the school system had given up on me. Coming to School 12 was a punishment, but I was wrong. My life began to change for the better just after the first day. I went from getting grades in the 30s to having over an 80 in every single class. At School 12, everyone knows each other. Teachers and students have a greater connection. Here, I can be myself and I'm completely accepted for it. I feel truly cared for here. At other schools, you're given a grade or maybe a good job for completing an assignment, and that's it. But at School 12, it's about more than the grade. It's about how you as a person are doing. You are acknowledged for your achievements here at School 12. I've been acknowledged by each teacher at our monthly award ceremonies for my hard work since I arrived. To others, admittedly a piece of paper, but to the students at School 12, it shows academic growth as well as individual growth. I've been able to go to a horse farm in Blue Falls where I met a horse named Snake. Before School 12, I felt isolated and distant from myself and others. I came here and all about you. I didn't just find a new school, I found a new family.
Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce Quinn Goyer, currently a Troy High School senior that will be graduating and is planning on attending SUNY Fredonia in the fall. Quinn came to us in 8th grade after having some trouble in the middle school. Quinn then attended their 8th and 9th grade years with us before attending Troy High School. Quinn will come up now and speak to us about their experience.
I'd like to start off by saying I'm very grateful to be speaking tonight. School 12 has become a safe space for me. In 8th grade, I was struggling mentally and academically. I would do things without thinking and struggle to stay in a positive headspace as I was trying to fit in after moving 800 miles and the loss of my grandmother. Being sent to School 12 originally felt like a punishment for my wrongdoings, but quickly became a positive learning experience and a step towards growth. I was instantly met with a group of extremely supportive teachers and staff, and an atmosphere of a smaller setting was exactly what I needed. I was constantly met with challenges involving my schoolwork and attention in my classes, which I recently found out was ADHD. Before my diagnosis, my teachers worked with me to better understand how I could grasp materials we were learning through deeper explanations and a variety of learning techniques from standard classroom procedure to hands-on learning experiences. I also gained an amazing support team for my mental health, which really came in handy with the loss of my grandfather and other struggles I dealt with throughout school. While being there, I learned ways to manage my schoolwork when I felt like it was impossible to complete. How to find solutions and problems when I was angry or upset instead of jumping to emotional outbursts. Ways to bring myself back to light in times of darkness, and overall helped me in finding and creating ways to be successful in my almost over Troy High career. Thanks to School 12, I have been able to have amazing experiences like being the captain and treasurer of our Troy High robotics team, captain of our GSA, and co-founder. Be selected for the Capital District Regional Art Show in last May. And complete my internship at Samaritan Hospital through the Troy High Career Discovery Experience Program. I truly believe that this is a fundamental place within our district and it has been a key part in my success in high school. Without the help of the School 12 faculty and staff, I do not think I would be graduating next month.
To stand up one more time.
What a wonderful presentation. That concludes our presentation for tonight. I just want to end by saying I would like to thank Troy School Board, District Cabinet team, our outside partners, St. Peter's Healthcare, Higher Ground Farms, the ALP staff, parents, and students. Coming out tonight in support of our alternative learning program. Thank you all.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. This is by far my favorite night. One of my favorite nights. I don't want to be partial. But just think, this time next year, we'll be in the new school. We'll have a meeting down there, and you can do it on your own turf down there. So, but I want to thank you. My involvement with the ALP program goes back 35 years, and it just gets stronger and better every year. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you guys want to leave before I go into the rest of my meeting.
Over this way.
I'm not here to forward as of today.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Great job, great job. You guys want to spread out so we can look at the line? She's trying. How you
Yeah, of course it's been a few years.
Motion on the floor for action items. Canvas of codes, budget vote, and election.
Second.
Discussion. First up, go ahead.
Yay.
I want to thank everybody for my support and congratulate Ebony and Ann on their re-election into our, back onto our team. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion on the floor for approval of minutes.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Superintendent recommendation, human resources, staff matters, unclassified item number 1 through 7.
Second.
Consent agenda items, I'm sorry. Can I get that? Okay. Will you be second?
Yes, second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Superintendent's recommendation, human resources, staff matter, classified, consent agenda items 1 and 2.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Superintendent recommendation, business finance, consent agenda items 1 through 5 for consent.
Second.
All those, discussion. I could have congratulated them on discussion. Alternative Learning Program are officially changing their address. And that's all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion on the floor for board resolution, a stipulation of settlement.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Future meeting. The next meeting is June 1st here at 6 o'clock. Where we'll be honoring the Whoa.
Look at that bottle.
We'll be honoring our retirees